Good morning, dear students. Yes, in the previous class, I have taught you about Bahmani Adilshahs. Yes, so Bahmani kingdom was established in the year 1347 Common Era, and its founder was Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. Yes, and Bahman Shah was working in the army of Delhi Sultan. Yes, his name is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Yes, and so it's ruled from 1347 to 1527 Common Era. Yes, so Bahmani kingdom had the parts of present Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh, as we know, and their capitals Kalaburgi and later Bidar were their capitals. Yes, and Tajuddin Firoz Shah was the great Sultan in Bahmani dynasty. He was liberal, judicious, and believer of God, and he made copies of Quran and edited for his life. He was a writer, and he encouraged all languages, and he was an expert in geometry and theology. Yes, theology. What is theology? Yes, I have told you. Yes, very good. That is study of religion. Yes, and also he built a city. Yes, that is Firozabad on the bank of Bhima river, and he gifted many villages to Saint Bandenevas, who arrived in the kingdom during his period. Yes, and Muhammad Gawan. Yes, so Muhammad Gawan, he ruled from 1463 to 1481. So Muhammad Gawan, basically he was a Persian and worked honestly as a prime minister in the region of Sultanates Muhammad Shah III. So Muhammad Gawan, he was a very brave sultan, and he captured Hubli, Belgavi, Goa from Vijayanagar Empire. So in that time, administration was according to the Islamic laws, and he fixed taxes on the basis of land's fertility. Yes, and irrigation facility, that is how much output will become, that much tax should be farmers pay. Yes, tax was collected in the form of cash, and also he removed some taxes which were annoying the common people. Yes, and Muhammad Gawan, he was himself a philosopher, and he established or he founded madrasa, that is university in the Bidar, and also that madrasa encouraged Islamic religious and legal education, astrology, mathematics, history. Yes, so these are the some subjects which being studied that madrasa. A free education and the hostel facilities also provided, and around 3000 manuscripts were in the library of madrasa. Yes, so like this, Muhammad Gawan was a very important sultan among the Bahmani sultan. So let us see the cultural contributions of Bahmani sultans. So first one is education. Yes, what are the contributions to this field? Let us see. Bahmani sultans encouraged Islamic education. Yes, he gave the importance to the Islamic education. Yes, chanting of Quran was part of the education. Yes, chanting of Quran is a part of the education. Kalaburgi, Bidar, Elichipura, and Dawlatabad and others were the Islamic educational centers during their region. Yes, in their region, Kalaburgi and Bidar, Elichipura, and Dawlatabad. These are the some important Islamic educational centers during the time of during the time of Bahmani sultans, and poor people and orphans were provided free food and shelter, and scholarship were given to students in madrasa. Yes, In madrasa there are so many poor peoples and so many orphans, so that type of student, they have, the madrasa have been provided free food and shelter and scholarship to the students of madrasa. Also Quran, philosophy and principles of Sufism were taught in the schools. Yes, they also taught Quran, philosophy and the principles of Sufism. Yes, these all things were taught in the schools. So let us see literature. Yes, literary activities were greatly encouraged by Bahmani sultans, and they sheltered many philosophers, poets and writers. Yes, so there are so many sultans, so the all sultans, they are very interested in the literary activities, so therefore they encouraged literary activities and they sheltered many philosophers, poets and writers. Yes, so Firoz Shah, Muhammad Shah II and Muhammad Gawan were writers and minister poets. Yes, so Muhammad Gawan, he was also a writer, and Firoz Shah, Muhammad Shah II, yes, they were writers and minister poets. During their region, Persian, Arabic and Urdu literatures were developed. Yes, during that time the Persian and the Arabic and the Urdu literatures become very developed, and great Sufi saint and writer Bande Nawaz belonged to this their period. Yes, so as we know, Bande Nawaz, the dargah that is in Kalaburgi, so he was a Sufi saint and he was also a writer, so he belonged to their period. Yes, and the language that they and other foreigners used became famous as Dakhani. Yes, the language which is used by that people and the foreigners, that become a famous language as a Dakhani. Yes, later it developed as a Urdu language. Yes, later that Dakhani language developed and it became Urdu language. So this is all about literature. So let us see sculpture. Yes, sculpture. The history of Bahmani dynasty is famous for sculpture and architecture. So monuments in Bidar, Kalaburgi and other places are in Indo-Islamic style. Yes, they followed Indo-Islamic style and it is familiar as Dakhani style. Yes, so it is also known as Dakhani style. Yes, first they call that Indo-Islamic style and then after it is familiar as a Dakhani style. Yes, the first contribution of Bahmanis is Jamia Masjid of Kalaburgi. Yes, and it is built by Muhammad Shah. Yes, so first contribution, that is the Jamia Masjid of Kalaburgi, and it was built by Muhammad Shah. Yes, you can see that picture. Yes, I think so many students you have visited this place. Yes, okay, so this is the first contributions of Bahmani sultans. Yes, and the meeting hall with the small domes in the major attraction here. Yes, there is a meeting hall with the small domes and that is very attraction point of this building. Yes, tombs of sultans are in Kalaburgi and they are also domed structures. Yes, there are so many tombs and they all have domed structure. Yes, domed structure, that is dome, that is Gopura structure. And the tomb of Bande Nawaz, is the tomb of Bande Nawaz is another prominent monument of Kalaburgi. Yes, have you visited this tomb or dargah? Yes, very good. Yes, so this is a very important monument of Kalaburgi. Yes, that is the tomb of Bande Nawaz. Yes, so this is all about Kalaburgi. Let us see what are the monuments in Bidar. Yes, because Kalaburgi is their first capital, and then after Bidar become their second capital. So let us see what are the monuments in Bidar. So Bidar's Solkamba Mosque and beautiful palaces in the fort are famous. Yes. So you can see, yes, the Bidar Solakam Mosque or Masjid. It is very famous, and these buildings are decorated and have carved wooden craft on them. Yes, these buildings are decorated and have carved by the wooden craft on them, and 12 tombs of Astur. Yes, 12 tombs of Astur, that is also in Bidar, and it is also famous. There are 12 tombs. It is near the Bidar, that is Astur. So the prominent monument of the Bahmani kingdom is Madrasa. Yes, it is a madrasa, and we have studied about this. So it was built by the Muhammad Khan. Yes, the prominent monument of the Bahmani kingdom is the madrasa, so which was built by Muhammad Khan, and it is 242 feet wide. Yes, it has 242 feet wide and 222 feet long, and also 56 feet height, and 3-storied building. Yes, and the building, which is more than 5 centuries old, appears to be declaring its glory. Yes, so that building is old, yes, then more than 5 centuries. Yes, so it tells its glory. Yes, so this is madrasa. So this is the contributions of Bahmani dynasty. Yes, so let us see Shah dynasties. So after Muhammad Khan, Bahmani kingdom did not continue its rule strongly. Yes, Muhammad Khan, he was a very important sultan among the Bahmani sultans, and after Muhammad Khan, so Bahmani kingdom did not continue its rule because the remaining sultans are not strong. Yes, hence it can't continue. It cannot rule continue. Yes, and the sultans who came to power after Muhammad III, they were incompetent to rule. Yes, after the Muhammad III, there were so many sultans came to power, but they were incompetent to rule. After Muhammad III, Muhammad came to power. Yes, after Muhammad III, Muhammad came to power, but he was a little boy. Yes, he was a little boy and could not rule the kingdom. Yes, after Muhammad III, Muhammad came to power, but he was a little boy. He don't know how to rule. Yes, therefore he is unable to rule. And the last king was Sultan Kalimullah Shah. Yes, the last king, his name is Sultan Kalimullah Shah. After his death, Bahmani kingdom was broken into 5 states of Shahi. Yes, after the death of Sultan Kalimullah Shah, the Bahmani kingdom was broken into 5 states of Shahi. Yes, namely, first one is Adil Shah of Vijaypur. First one is Adil Shah of Vijaypur, that is Bijapur. Yes, and second one is Barid Shah of Bidar. Barid Shah of Bidar. Third one is Qutub Shah of Golconda. Fourth one is Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. Fifth one is Imad Shah of Berar. Yes, so Bahmani kingdom was broken into 5 states of Shahis. Yes, so first one is Adil Shah of Vijaypur. Yes, Adil Shah of Vijaypur. So let us see. Yusuf Adil Shah was the founder of Adil Shah's dynasty of Vijaypur. Yes, who is the founder of Vijaypur dynasty? Yes, Yusuf Adil Shah was a founder of the Vijaypur Adil Shah's dynasty. And he was a good administrator and tolerant towards other religion. Yes, he was a good administrator and he was a tolerant toward other religion. Yes, and after him Ibrahim Adil Shah II came to power. Yes, so after the Yusuf Adil Shah, who came to power? Yes, Ibrahim Adil Shah II, he came to power. Yes, you can see. Yes, you can see the picture of Ibrahim Adil Shah II. So let us see more information about Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Yes, so he started ruling from 1580 to 1626 Common Era. So Ibrahim Adil Shah the second was the great king among other sultans. Yes, he was a great king among other sultans, and kingdom was expanded and became rich during his period. Yes, he is very brave, and hence therefore he expanded his kingdom and became rich during his period, that is 1580 to 1626. And he had a title, that is Jagat Guru Badshah. Yes, what is his title? Jagat Guru Badshah. And he was a tolerant of other religions. Yes, as Yusuf Adil Shah is tolerant, also Ibrahim Adil Shah was also a tolerant of other religions. So he sheltered many Hindu philosophers, poets and musicians in his court. Yes, he sheltered many Hindu philosophers, poets and musicians in his courts. He renovated the temples in his fort and encouraged puja rituals. Yes, this is important because he belongs to the Islam community. Although he renovated the temples in his fort and encouraged the puja rituals, this shows the tolerance of other religions. Note it down, okay? And he worked for the cultural harmony of Hindu Muslim. Yes, he worked for the cultural harmony of Hindu and Muslims. And also he wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navarasa and tried to make music popular among Muslims. Yes, his book name is Kitab-e-Navarasa and tried to make music popular among Muslims, and the book begins with worshipping the god like Ganapati, Saraswati, Bhairava and others. And also he himself was a great musician. Yes, and Ibrahim Roza. Yes, Ibrahim Roza, which is famous for its architecture, was built by him. Yes, so Ibrahim Roza, so it is famous, so which was built by him. So this is all about Ibrahim Adil Shah. So let us see, next one is Barid Shah of Bidar. Barid Shah of Bidar. They started ruling from 1489 to 1619 Common Era. So when Bahmani state was scattered into many provinces, so Barid Shah ruled Deccan, Bidar and other regions around it. So Qasim Barid was the founder of this dynasty. Yes, Barid Shah of Bidar. So Qasim Barid, he was the founder of this dynasty, and after him Ibrahim and his brother Qasim, who ruled Bidar. Yes, Qasim Barid, he was the founder of Bidar's, that is Barid Shah of Bidar's dynasty, and after him his brother Qasim, who ruled Bidar. So they were incompetent kings, and because of their inner conflicts this dynasty declined. Yes, the kings, they are not able to rule, they have so many inner conflicts, that's why this dynasty declined. And then Ibrahim Adil Shah of Bijapur captured Bidar. Yes, so Ibrahim Adil Shah of Bijapur, he captured Bidar. Like this, Barid Shah kingdom was merged into Ibrahim's Bijapur state. Yes, so this is all about Barid Shah of Bidar. So let us see next one, Qutub Shahs of Golconda. So they started ruling from 1512 to 1687 Common Era. So let us see who is the founder of this dynasty. Yes, Quli Qutub Shah. He was the founder of independent Golconda state. Yes, Golconda, that is in Andhra Pradesh. So he was the founder of that independent state, and he ruled the state with good administration. And in 1543 Common Era, he was killed by his own son. Yes, Quli Qutub Shah was the founder of independent Golconda state, and in the 1543 Common Era, he was killed by his own son. So let us see another important king is there. His name is Ibrahim. So Ibrahim had compassion for Hindu religion, and there were many Hindu officers in his administration. Yes. So he has compassion for Hindu religion. That's why he had some Hindu officers in his administration. During his ruling, he made Golconda a beautiful city. Yes, Golconda, which was established or founded by the Quli Qutub Shah. Yes, and he changed his capital from Golconda to Hyderabad in 1589 Common Era. After the death of Abdul Qutub Shah, Abdul Hassan and others came to power, but they were incompetent kings, and later Golconda surrendered to the Mughals. Yes, after the Abdul Qutub Shah, Abdul Hassan and others came to power, but they were incompetent as kings, and later Golconda surrendered to the Mughals. Yes. So one more prominent dynasty is that fourth one, Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. So let us see. They were started ruling from 1419 till 1636 Common Era. In 1490 Common Era, Malik Ahmad, who was a chief of Chinnar province, founded his own state of Ahmednagar and established the Nizam Shah dynasty. Yes. So Malik Ahmad, who was a chief of Chinnar province, founded his own state, Ahmednagar, yes, and established the Nizam Shah dynasty. That is Ahmednagar, yes, which was it is a own state which was founded by the Malik Ahmad. Yes. So he took Daulatabad under his control and expanded empire. Yes, Daulatabad, it is a place in Maharashtra. He took control over the Daulatabad and expanded his empire. After him, Burhan, Hussein Nizam Shah, Murtaza were sultans just for namesake. That is, they are not able to rule. Yes. With the death of Chand Bibi, Ahmednagar declined. Yes, Chand Bibi is a queen, yes, of Ahmednagar. So after her death, Ahmednagar declined. And later in 1637 Common Era, during the period of Shah Jahan, Mughal king, Ahmednagar was merged into the Mughal state. Yes, in the 1637 Common Era, Shah Jahan was a Mughal king. He took control on the Ahmednagar and merged into the Mughal state. So this is all about Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. So let us see next one, Imad Shah of Berar. So they started ruling from 1492 to 1580 Common Era. Yes. After the fall of Bahmani kingdom, 5 sultan states came to exist. Yes, as we know. And Imad Shah dynasty of Berar is one among of them, and it was situated between Penganga and Vineganga rivers at Wardha, Tapti, to the north of Bidar. Yes, it is a near Bidar. And in 1490, Fatahullah founded this dynasty. Yes, Imad Shah of Berar. So this dynasty had founded by Fatahullah in 1490. Elijpura was their capital. Fatahullah had a title called Imad ul Mulk. Yes, and after his death in 1504 Common Era, his son, his name is Alauddin Imad Shah, came to power, and he was an incompetent king. And after him, his son Darya Imad Shah came to power, and even during his rule, Berar dynasty continued its battle with the neighboring states. Yes. So after the death of Darya Imad Shah, his younger son Burhan Imad Shah took over the power, and during his rule, power came to the hands, that is hands of hands of that is known as Tufail Khan. Yes. So during his rule, that is during Burhan Imad Shah, he took over the power, and during his rule, power came to the hands, and that is called as Tufail Khan. Later, Berar dynasty fell to the hands of Vijaypur Sultans. So these are the Shah dynasties, and so in the next class, we will explain the contributions of Adil Shahs. Thank you.